Ever since the Pi 1 came out, I've always wanted to build a Pi cluster. Well, I finally done it. I designed and built my very own Pi cluster. It uses a fully 3D printed rack mounted case with removable trays and power over Ethernet. Now I know there are other 3D printable Pi cluster cases available. However, most Pi cluster cases that you find are desktop cases, and I didn't want to use up any more of my valuable desk space, so I designed my own case. My goals were to make it rack mountable, easy to assemble with few non-printed parts, and upgradable with removable trays. The case consists of 2 ears, one left and one right, and 3 plates with 8 M2 8mm screws holding it together. The case has support for 6 trays. The trays support the older Pi 3, Pi 4 layout as well as the newer Pi 5 layout. They also have support for through-hole mounting screws and heat set inserts. Furthermore, they support the use of a bottom hat. I will talk about what that is and why that is important later. For this project, I bought 6 Pi 5s and 6 Pi 5 PoE hats. It is important to note that the Pi 5 has a different pinout for PoE than previous versions, so you need a PoE hat specifically for the Pi 5. And of course, for this all to work, I need a rack-mounted PoE switch. The PoE hat provides a metal heatsink and some thermal pads for the Pi. There are 3 thermal pads that I stick to the 3 largest chips under the heatsink. I can then attach the heatsink by placing it on the thermal pads and pushing the connector pins through the Pi. For the installation of the Pis, I'm going to use the through-hole mounting variant of the trays. The PoE hat comes with these standoffs that work better with through-hole mounting. If you wanted to forego the PoE hat and provide USB power adapters, you could mount the Pi directly to the tray using heat set inserts. You may remember from a previous video, I integrated a Google TPU with a Raspberry Pi 5 using the PineBoard AI hat. The AI hat is mounted to the bottom of the Pi instead of to the top like other hats. This is why I had to design special trays to accommodate bottom hats. I had to shift the cutouts of the faceplate up slightly and slightly lower the mounting posts. With the added height of the AI hat, the Pi barely fits with the exception of the header pins on the PoE hat. Generally, I like hats that come with stacking headers. It makes it easier for continued development if you want to attach another hat. However, in this case, I know that I'm not going to be using any of these pins, so I will just snip them off. And now it fits into the case no problem. To connect the Pis to the network and provide power, I just have to connect them to my PoE switch. To keep things organized, I'm going to create some custom cables. Since the distance between the ports on the switch and the distance between the ports on the cluster are different, each cable needs to be a custom length. Now we can wire it up, power it on, and in a few moments, we should see the light starting to blink. If you want to build one of your own, I've left the link to the CAD files in the description. If you find this project interesting, give me a like and subscribe for future project updates. Thanks for watching.